Okay, first of all, it has to be stopped thinking as an entertainment. Art is not entertainment. It's not entertainment. It's a part and parcel of how the society is being built. And especially in a country like India, it's flooded with arts. There's so much things happening in every nook and corner of the country. And we still are struggling, artists are still struggling to get paid for the work. That's because we don't consider it as a paid thing at all. We don't consider artists have to get paid. So we have to change that idea from a grassroots level. So in terms of policymakers or in terms of school, academicians, academic setups, we have to make sure that we pay for it. We have to pay for any form of buy a ticket and go and watch it. That has to be established, and that has to be established from a school level where, students have that opportunity of, interacting, playing with art and building that whole sense of creative entity where they have a much more scope of talking about it, experiencing it, immersing in it, so that when they are in their undergraduate or their postgraduate level, that would be a part and parcel of their life. It can't be, as we were discussing, it has to be a part of a curriculum. For that, the education system has to be much more, sensible, where we say it's not just, when they are in their PUC 10th or in their higher secondary 12th, everything stops from physical training, physical classes, PT, physical training to, every other classes stops because it's not considered important. In fact, that's considered very important, especially at that period of time, because they need a place to just go play and rather sit and study. But the system is becoming much more complicated. The system is becoming much more, education system is becoming much more complicated. Students are much more focused on studies rather than any other activity for that matter. And by the time they are 15 and 16, they get out of high secondary and it's already too late for them because they don't have a physical stamina even to do anything. The mental stamina, yes. The physical stamina, which can be built from an age of 7 to 15, it's been missed out for so many reasons. Or at least from 12 to 15, they don't do anything.
Yes.
So as parents, they have to consider that it's important for the children, and as school, as a government bodies, they have to, the people in government officials, the government bodies should understand art is important. It's not something that only few people will have access to it, and not most people will not have access to it. It has to change, but it will change slowly, and somewhere or the other, we have to start with the school students, where they have that exposure. Every school in the country should have an exposure of dance and music and everything for that matter.
Yeah.
That way, the students will have an exposure and they can choose what they want and they can edit what they don't want. So that way, we are creating professionals at a very young age, at that period of time, if I have to put it that way. So that's one thing it can be possible with government bodies and everything.